When I was 6 months postpartum with my son, I was diagnosed with postpartum depression and postpartum rage. And this is the story of what happened when I told my husband that something was wrong. My symptoms had been occurring for months, but I was doing my best to hide them. I figured, oh, it's just my hormones. I'm just up and down. It's normal. It's normal. You know, I'm in the 4th trimester, the first 3 months after a baby is born. It'll go away. It'll get better. It'll get better. And then it didn't. And then I woke up one day to the sound of my son stirring, ready to get up for the day, and I realized that I didn't want to get out of bed, that I couldn't stand the idea of my feet touching the floor, that I couldn't stand the idea of getting up and taking care of a tiny person who was completely dependent on me. And I knew right then that something was wrong. All day long, I worked up the courage to tell my husband about it when he got home from work. I thought about it. I said, okay, here's how I'm going to say it. You know, I thought through what I was going to say, and he gets home from work. We have dinner and we put our son to bed, and I kept putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. And then he was going to jump on and play a video game with one of his friends. And I said, oh, okay. And he looked at me and he said, are you okay? And I said, oh yeah, I'm fine. And I completely chickened out. Oh yeah, I'm fine. I was going to talk to you about something, but it's not a big deal. We can talk about it tomorrow. It's really fine. Like, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. And I completely brushed it off. And I went and I sat on our little balcony of the apartment that we were living in at the time. And not even 2 minutes later, my husband came out on the balcony and he sat down in front of me. And I looked at him and I said, what are you doing? And he said, you are more important than a video game, and you always will be. Something is wrong. What's going on? Sorry, I'm trying not to cry on the internet. I started describing to him what I had been experiencing and that I was worried that I had some postpartum depression. I didn't know I also had postpartum rage, but I did. I had both. I had PPD and PPR. And I looked at him and I told him that I felt like I was going crazy. And he looked at me, and he took both of my hands, and he said, here's what we're going to do. First thing tomorrow, you are going to call your doctor and you're going to tell them what's going on. And if you don't, I will. He helped advocate for me when I felt like I couldn't advocate for myself all the way. And all of this is so front and center and top of mind for me because of everything that's going on with the Lindsay Clancy case. She was completely failed by her team, and she was completely failed by her husband. And that's my opinion, and you're not going to change it. I also think that she is not responsible for the unaliving of her children, but that's a separate video. So let this be your reminder that when you're struggling, you deserve a partner who advocates for you every time, because you are worth hearing.